What's good, y'all? You dial back here again in 2019. Let's get it. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I've been holding off because Tokyo Ghoul. Whew, it's rough. Plus, I had other videos I desire to do and whatnot. But we in here now. I promise y'all more power system because people ask for them. More power system videos. I've done hockey versus key. I've done nin versus chakra, and now I'm doing gourmet cells from Toriko versus Kagunes from Tokyo Ghoul. And so in these videos, we'll be breaking down how power systems work, a little bit of brief introduction to them, and then which one is honestly better. And I'll take it from how I do in my powers tournaments video. There are three categories: versatility, ease of usage and mastery, and effectiveness. And I will also apply what would honestly work better for myself and for other people if we honestly have these abilities. First is off with gourmet cells. Now, gourmet cells come from what is called appetite energy, and appetite energy is like the will to consume. Okay, it goes back to pretty much a primordial force of nature, and in doing that, they manifest into these cells. It can create gourmet cell demons slash monsters. In brief, if you want greater, go to Torko Wiki, Torko series. It gets crazy. There's what's called appetite energy, where these incredible blasts of energy, like from normally from the mouth, produces these just devastating forces of consumption. Okay, devouring. There's also it leads to different innate abilities in different people. Like Toriko, he had heightened sense of smell, devil smell. Sani had eventually Satan's hair, certain things with his hair. Zebra with the ability of sound manipulation. Coco had the ability of poison. Different people had different ones. And again, certain special people have gourmet cell demon slash monsters. Embodying them, there are things such as the nitro, whether it be the blue nitro or the red nitro from different universes. Um, you know, becoming indwelling, which are separate entities themselves, which we saw later in Toriko. Okay, doing their own things and wanting, a strong host to be able to amplify their power and abilities. We've seen Mansom have his. We've seen, of course, the four Heavenly Kings that I mentioned. Toriko ends up having three. Stage, and we've seen him have one. Did Stage have two? I'm trying to remember. Of course, we saw Jiro did not have one. He just had a ridiculous amount of feasting on Red Nitro, so that upped his. But former President Ichiryu was he had Don. Oh, Don. Why can't I think of my man's name? Don. Okay. Don Slime, excuse me, Don Slime. So you have this pretty. It's got some complexity, but it's a pretty simple. It's also an open system. As I like to say, open system versus a closed system, which the Kagune are a closed system. An open system meaning that there are rules, but it's pretty open ended and free flowing, free forming as to how it interacts with the world and the abilities that it has. For example, we saw one of the famous Sasayas, Tepe, I believe his mentor, he was able to use wood glue and literally sew his arm back on. We've seen regeneration abilities. Like Torko characters, I say lose limbs like just like casually like One Piece characters just bleed. Like it's nothing for them to lose an arm. Like Torko regrew half his body. Okay, it's insane the stuff that can be done. We're not talking about the eight king beasts. It's incredible what all can be done. Now the Kagunes are pretty crazy because you have what are called the RC cells that grow from the Kakuna. Hold on one moment. I want to make sure I don't butcher the name of the thing. Okay, from the Kakuho. Okay, Kakuho. They come from a different spot. Now, there's a lot to it, and what makes up a ghoul. Ghouls can only eat certain flesh, like they normally eat human flesh, but they can also be cannibalistic and feast on other ghouls. which can create a certain freak type. There are different types of ghouls. It gets pretty crazy as to how this happened. Some ghouls can have multiple kagunes, and like I said, it gets a lot more complicated that I'm not going to address in this video. Um, the entire series as well as the wiki's there for you. I was thinking about introducing more of it, but it goes down a rabbit hole that I don't feel like addressing. But there are four main types of kagunes. You have the ukaku, the kokaku, the rinkaku, and the bikaku. Okay, the ukaku is they're kind of like wings. Okay, they come out of the highest point, like pretty much near the shoulder blades, and each of these kagune counter another one. Okay, the ukaku is a initial great counter to the bikaku, if I remember correctly. This is a lightweight, high speed type. These people, you if you bless with this, you are a speedster, pretty much. Um, they can also deliver a torrent of high projectiles from their Kagune to shoot at you, but they're not when they're crystallized. They're not great for short range combat. So these are kind of guys that are good at the long range and great ranged attacks. They're not great as against your brawler type kind of thing. They they can end a battle quickly, but their usage of their abilities allows them to massively drain the stamina, and so that's a massive problem. Now the Kokaku, which remember the gourmet eater, yo, this dude was a monster with it. These are just below the shoulder blades. Okay, this is like in the middle, upper middle of the back. These are high dense RC cells, and they're heavy, strong, tough ones. Um, that great for defense. Like these are the shield types, and you can form all sorts of melee weapons. It's pretty slow to be able to use these, but these are great ones if for your juggernaut berserker types that can just go in and wreck shop. Um, and these are ones that are great against the Ukaku because of the pure power, but the Rinkaku is going to mess it up pretty much because it's too damn slow. Now the Rinkaku has like scale like tentacles. Okay, if I remember correctly, this is the one where uh, like that dude, the young Don. Yeah, my dude, the young Don Kaneki Ken was gifted with. It gives powerful regenerative abilities, um, multiple kind of like tentacle ones will come. This one's kind of the lower back, right below where the kokaku would be located. Okay, and it's great for striking. Uh, now the how I say it, the bikaku counters these greatly. By the way, the RC cells for the Renkaku bind easily, kind of like liquid. But that also means that the bonding power is really weak, and these are breakable, pretty easy to break. But because of the Bikaku's um, the reason the Bikaku can counter it is because the Bikaku is great with balance, um, and also has high power. So it uses a lot of brute force against the Rinkaku. Now the Bikaku is like a tail, okay, near where the hip is, near the pelvis. It's a good for medium attacks. It's got like good overall. This is a great for an overall stat user. No notable strengths or weaknesses, and you usually only have one Bikaku, but some can manifest more later on the time line. Like I said, it's great for against the Rinkaku, but Ukakus have great distance and speed that can overwhelm them. Um, it's great for inexperienced, those who kind of are ghoul hunters or investigators. It's a great one to be in Kaku for them to use because of the balanced attacks and just the overall balance of it. There's different abilities that the ghouls can have. Some healing, um, certain forms of pyrokinesis in some cases, electrokinesis. Um, certain ones have the ability to shapeshift. There's different forms of ghouls. Like some of them have multiple Kagune, so it's pretty interesting. They're a lot more technical than is the gourmet cells. Now, when you look at it overall, versatility, the Kagunes, it depends on which type, and yes, you can have multiple types, but it's unlikely. The versatility has to go to the gourmet cells because the gourmet cells, some of it's your personality, some of it's what gourmet cell, if you have a gourmet cell monster, some of it's how much you consume, the right kinds of compatible ingredients, excuse me, will boost it as well. When it comes to ease of usage and mastery, they're kind of, it depends on the person, because for one, the gourmet cell, you have some people, some they can also help you to live a long time as well, but you have some people unlock gourmet cell usage very readily. Other people like Homatsu, not so much. um, then you have people with ghouls. Some ghouls are monsters with it, some are sorry. So it really depends on the person. So it's kind of that one. I hate to be kind of you know, riding the fence, but that one's a little, it's you're dealing with two wholly different systems that don't even come close. Like with Ki and Hockey at least have some similarities. Nin and Chakra at least have some similarities. The Kagune versus Gourmet Energy have these are completely different. So it's kind of hard to tell there. As far as an effectiveness, Gourmet Energy at high levels is the most effective. But as far as in normal usage, it's definitely the Kagune. So again, this is where the person is, the level of the person. A lower skilled person, the Kagune. A higher skilled person, Gourmet Energy. So that's where you at now. When it comes to which one is the best of usage for you, okay? Which one you would mainly do? If you're someone who consumes a lot of food, who's a gourmet buff, who's looking to, go down that path, then gourmet energy is going to allow you a lot. But if you're someone who is just a regular person trying to scrap, or if you're just a person who's timid, who's not really, who's more reserved, the Kagune, even though you might not be the strongest, I mean, we're obviously get not including consumption of human, food and things of that nature. We're not saying you becoming a ghoul, but the ability itself, the Kagune. This one's a very, very interesting one. Overall, I would say gourmet cells are superior, but Kagunes work well for people who aren't really looking for advancement, really. They're kind of innate. You got to learn how to use them, but they're kind of innate, just a weapon. When it comes to gourmet cells, they're not. So this one is a matter of preference. I would say this one is a matter of your desires. Overall, the effectiveness of the gourmet cells will be superior with all of the abilities you can do. But if you're a person who's just mild mannered and isn't looking for a lot, just doesn't have a lot of ambition, the Kagune just gives you that initial um, advantage, if you will. So those are my thoughts. Tell me yours. Unexpected Wonder, like, comment, subscribe. As you can see, this was a much more difficult um, breakdown for me. But if you have any other suggestions, I would love to hear what y'all have to say. All right, y'all have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.